Arkansas State is a university rich in sports. With 12 official sports, such as football and basketball, 8 club sports, such as rugby and cricket, 13 intramural sports, such as floor hockey and ultimate dodgeball, and many more registered student organizations with sports themes, students have no shortage of sports to play and to watch. With so many options, certain groups will undoubtedly fly under the radar, and such is the case for a relative newcomer to the A-State sports scene, the A-State Swim Club. Not only did the group only recently reform, it also has a new coach, Kate Titsworth.
My name is Kate Titsworth. I'm faculty at Arkansas State HIPIS facility, and I'm the advisor for the RSO swim team, the Registered Student Organization. So, I coached Warren, Arkansas, the Waves, for 3 years. Then I coached the Monticello Marlins for 3 years. And then in 2012, I took the Monticello Marlins to Junior Olympics, and we swam with Southwind, which is teams in Northeast Arkansas. So we swam with them, and I met Will Green, and they were looking for a coach in Jonesboro, and I said, well, yeah, I want to go back and get my master's anyway. I want to come to A-State. And so I kind of just fell into coaching the Jets in 2012, went back to Junior Olympics in 2013, and then I was the head coach in 2014 for the Southwind Junior Olympics team. So after that, I was the grad assistant for the intramural sports over at the Red Wolf Center in 2013. And that position was open, so I just kind of fell into that position as the intramural coordinator. I did that for 2.5 years, and then I was the adjunct swim teacher over here. And then Miss Adams retired, and so I kind of took over her job duties. And it's been really fun. I've transferred from a staff member to a faculty member, and it's great. I really do enjoy it. So the team in 2014 was an RSO, and they have to maintain that status as a student organization for a year before they can apply for club status. So they did that in 2015. So they were a club for a year. Then they lost their club status, they didn't reapply. So in 2016, we're back to an RSO.
I came here 2015. In the first semester, we didn't have swim team. And I was kind of lonely because I didn't know how to get along with people because they already have group that I say. But after they create a swim team, I usually come to a swim team to meet friends. Of course for the swimming practice, but swimming just gave me friends and family in here. I love swim teammates. They are my family in here.
They didn't really have a swim team at my school that anyone could join. There was no club level sport like that, like they have here, and I think that I would have chosen that if they had it. When I found the team, it really made sense while I was here, and it made me feel like I belonged again, and I didn't have to let go of that part of me that is who I am. So.
Well, if you consider what the members that we have in the group me, we have 20 members in our group me. So not 20 people come to practice every time. I would say we have about 8 to 10 that come and practice. We do have a couple new members that joined this semester, and so I don't know what their schedule's looking like next semester or anything. They've come to a few practices. I actually recruited them from my intermediate swimming class that I teach for campus, and so I always try to throw something like that out for my classes, like, hey, we have this swim club if you're interested. And so I got 2, and they've come, and hey, they paid their swim team dues, which is great. They're on the team, and they come when they can. I know they're really involved with their classes and everything too.
The A-State Swim Club clearly has a good foundation with its coach, Kate Titsworth. But what is a student organization without students? For a team to survive, it needs to be able to reach out and recruit, and it must have students that are passionate for the team, love the sport, and can work well with the coach.
We have our president, Brooke Knight. She's great. She's so enthusiastic, I love it.
I've had a great experience. It's like the first club I really got actively involved in. I was really wanting to be a part of a team, and I was here working out, and they just were like, hey, you should be a part of the swim team. I was like, we have a swim team? Cool.
We use word of mouth to get new students involved, mostly. We've tried to put flyers out around campus, just if anybody's interested in swimming or has any experience with swimming, then we invite them to come and try out a state club team. We've had some come and try it out and it's not for them, and that's fine. But we've had some come and try it out and they love it and they've stuck around, like Bridget. She's one, I just saw her swimming laps one day, and so I asked her after she got out, I said, hey, we have a club swim team. Would you be interested in joining it? And so this semester she contacted me and said, hey, are you still coaching this swim club? I said, yeah, and so she started coming to practice. And she's here all the time and we really enjoy it.
It's like I don't really feel like the new kid. It feels like I was always kind of a part of this team, and like the people on the team are like some of my best friends here at A-State. And even though it's only been since January, I feel like we all know each other really well. It's like kind of that kind of feeling, like you don't really feel like you don't belong. It's like kind of this entity that you've always belonged to, sort of thing. So it's pretty cool that we found each other.
My teammates are very motivational. Most of them have been swimming since they were kids, and they're always like motivating me to continue to swim because they're much faster than I am, and I get discouraged sometimes because of that. But even Kate is amazing. She's our new swim coach, and she's just motivated. She's helped me so much.
I was afraid to join the swim club at first because I thought that everybody would be so much faster than me and I would never be able to keep up, and it would just be so competitive that I wouldn't be able to do it. But when I got to the first practice, Kate was really encouraging, and she really worked with other students who are not really fast. I'm definitely one of the students that are not really fast, so it was encouraging that she was open to all skill levels.
Kate is such a great coach. I love her so much. And Kate also loves us, so we love her too. Kate is such a good coach.
It's obvious there's a lot of camaraderie between the athletes and the coach. But what really differentiates a trained athlete from a casual swimmer? Well, that's simple. It's technique. One telltale sign that a swimmer is just a casual swimmer is the doggy paddle.
Right, so doggy paddle is not an excellent swimming technique, right? So when we have 4 competitive strokes in swimming, and it's freestyle, technically it's front crawl, backstroke, butterfly, and breaststroke. So those are your 4 competitive strokes. Now, a lot of people who do swim for leisure, I will see them swimming the breaststroke because it's pretty easy, and a lot of people keep their head above water, which is fine. It's not legal, but it's fine. So you've got your 4 competitive strokes, and so that's what we focus on, and we focus on the techniques of all of those different strokes, and then your turns, and your starts, and your finishes.
I absolutely hate backstroke because I don't like being on my back in the water. Water's getting in my face and nose, and it's like a lot scarier than having your face directly underwater. It's like your face is above water, so it's just splashing in your nose and stuff every once in a while.
My favorite is backstroke. I used to be backstroke swimmer when I was doing the competitive swimming.
I can do all 4 strokes, but butterfly is definitely not my best stroke. I'm working on my breaststroke. I'd say freestyle is probably my best, stroke-wise, but I enjoy breaststroke the most.
I can do all 4 strokes, so butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle, but breaststroke is by far my favorite.
Breaststroke, specifically breaststroke's so hard, it's so technical. But they used to do a frog kick where your knees would come way out to your side and then your legs would come out and then close together, which is not how they do the kick anymore. Now it's a whip kick. So your heels come up, they go outside your knees, and then back down. But each stroke, once they started, looking at each stroke, what makes you faster, what makes you more buoyant, what pulls you through the water better. And so I think that they'll continue to evolve as time goes on. So for a swimmer to compete in a meet and be really successful, they need to come to practice. They need to come to practice every day that we have practice. And I think that generally you're going to get the best results when you come to practice and when you do work hard and you do the workouts properly.
The thing that separates normal club swimmers from like Olympic swimmers is that they're never complacent in their swimming. Like they care about every time they flip turn it off the wall. I mean, every single one. Like that separates the competitive swimmer because they know that one thing is going to be their edge.
I feel it takes a lot. I think the best swimmers on our team probably swim daily if they can. Like they come to practice and they swim outside of practice. Definitely daily. If you're not swimming daily, unless you're just Michael Phelps or something, you're just born to be a competitive swimmer. If you're not swimming daily, I don't think you could really keep up with other competitive swimmers.
You gotta like literally eat, sleep, breathe, and swim chlorinated water.
It takes a lot to swim competitively, especially if you ever want to go on to the Olympics or anything. Those guys swim all the time. They swim enough to make themselves sick of it.
In football, you have the quarterback. In basketball, you have the point guard. And in baseball, you have the star pitcher. So here's a question. Who's the star of a swim team?
In general, you do have swimmers that may be more experienced than other swimmers. But even though a swim team is a team, you compete individually, with the exception of relays. So everybody has their own personal goals. There's not a star player per se. There is somebody that may set pool records, okay? And that's great, for your team. It looks good for your team, and it looks good for them. But as a coach, you coach everybody individually. And that's what I think is important for you to know everybody's goals and to know what everybody individually needs to work on. So as much as it's a team sport, it's also an individual sport.
My teammates can definitely speak for me on this. They were like, where did that come from? I definitely go like 10 times faster in competition. I love competition, but I also like winning. So if I don't see like myself winning, then it's harder for me to compete. But if I see a hope and the chance of winning, then I'm gonna swim like pretty fast. So I definitely get an adrenaline rush for competition for sure. So I love competition.
Lap swimming for leisure is basically just being able to show up at a pool and being able to go from side to side as long as you want. And there's not really a significant workout or a plan whenever people lap swim for leisure. It's more of to unwind, I think, and to really relax.
Swimming for leisure is great. It's a great exercise. It works just about every single muscle in your body. But you're swimming for sport, you've got to know what your best times are. You've got to know what your goals are. You have to work on technique. You have to know which technique to improve. And then you build on that. So it's a little bit more technical than swimming for leisure. Under my advisement, we haven't done any competitions outside of our facility. We did host a small swim meet. We used it as a fundraiser. We invited UCA. We invited some other local teams from around. But that's the only thing that we've done competitively. The team did really well.
I had fun because it was nice. It was some good competition, but I thought I'd win. I would want to work harder on making those goals in freestyle next year. I want to work on my best skill, and I want to work on becoming better at freestyle so I can do better at it and win those goals next year.
Our relay team actually got second place, and then I probably got like second place. I didn't do outstanding, but I was about second place in some stuff I was in, so it wasn't too bad. I didn't get last, so that's good.
I won for the 100 backstroke and 50 backstroke, but I couldn't win for the 200 IM. Maybe 100 IM.
Hannah Wakefield was the overall female winner. She competed in most of the breaststroke events. I think she did all breaststroke.
I don't know how, but somehow I got high point overall. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I did well, I guess.
She competed, she did really well, and so she won the overall female, which was great for us. How you determine who is like your high point winner is you get points for the place that you come in your event. So for example, if you come in first place in your event, you have the fastest time, you get 9 points. Second place in the event, you get 7 points. Third is 6, and it goes on down. And if you're on a specific team, however many points you get applies to that team, and it also applies to you individually. So you have team winners at the end of a meet, and you have individual winners. And so that's kind of how you look at it on a team and an individual basis.
I would love to compete. I would love to do it as a team, though, for sure. I don't really like the individual pressure. I ran into that with running, too. It's just, like, so much pressure on getting your times and everything. But if you do it as a team, it's, like, encouragement and pushing each other on rather than all the focus being on you, too. So it has really taken off this year with Kate as our coach. She's high on energy, and she really likes the swim team, and she just like is such an initiator that I don't see the swim team dying down at all. It can only go up from here, and we'd never hosted a meet before or anything, so she initiated that. Like, we just got tank tops made for the team. Like, she's a go-getter, so I don't really see the team like backing down at all or changing. I see it getting even better. I bet they'll hold more than one meet next year or even. So
right now we're an RSO, right? And I've thought about applying for club status, but we don't really have much experience under our belt as of now. The U.S. Masters Swim organization has started a club organization under U.S. Masters, and so we are actually going to register as a club team through the Collegiate Club Swim under U.S. Masters. So it gets kind of tricky. There's U.S. Masters Swim, and then there's the Collegiate Club Swim, and so we'll apply for registration under that. So with that, what we can do is we can see the calendar of events that all of the club sports who are registered through that organization are. If they post events, if they post swim meets, if they post anything else, we can go to those meets, which is great because right now we're having such a hard time finding things to go to. And it's basically just us contacting Memphis, contacting Little Rock, contacting anywhere that we might be interested in going. And it's hard. Nobody really responds. So I'm really excited about getting our registration in for the club organization through U.S. Masters and being able to attend more meets next semester.
I just hope by the time we graduate or we're about to graduate, we can see more people recruited in the swim team. We can see a lot more diversity because there are a lot of people from different countries on this campus who know how to swim but just not aware about it. So if we can make it aware to them and tell them about it, maybe we can expand on the swimming team and have a lot more better competition and make the swim team a proper sport team before we graduate or while we're graduating is what I'd like to see as being a proper sports team and being recognized on this campus as a sports team.
So the long-term goal of the team is tricky to say. You know, I like to start out with short-term goals first. And so short-term, we want our team to grow. We want to apply for this club organization through U.S. Masters. Then maybe once we get a few meets under our belt, then we'll apply for club status through the university. After we do that, I do believe that they have some stipends available, which is great. I think that with those stipends, we can market our team better. We can get more involvement, student involvement, which would be wonderful. Our team is pretty small right now, so I would definitely like for it to grow. So hopefully, by taking these little goals, we can reach our long-term goal and have tons of swimmers and have more practice time and more pool time, which would be great for us.
It definitely has impacted my life. in a positive way by bringing people from all different majors and backgrounds and into my life, and helped me grow, and especially like exercising in general. It's kind of hard to do by yourself, so that motivation for my workout, and also just providing those relationships with other people at the school. So
It's definitely introduced me to people and allowed me to make friends, and I feel like I'm kind of growing roots in Jonesboro now, and it's all started with the swim team.
I wasn't expecting to really make a whole lot of friends. I just thought I'd come to practice and swim and just try not to die for the duration of the practice and then go home. But I quickly found out that everybody on the team is really welcoming and they're really open to new people.
I don't know who I would be without it, because the friends I made through it, the personal growth that came from swimming, I just don't know. I don't know who I would be if I hadn't gone through it.
It's been a good experience being part of the A-State swim team, as our swim team mates are really nice, and we all feel like we've become more of a better team because we've been together, we've known each other for a while, which just makes us feel that we've become better as a team.
Okay, since it's kind of hard to have friends in US, especially I'm from Japan, and it's kind of hard to get around people from here because they already have like own group from high school. So like I joined swim team and I made like so many friends. Yeah, swim team is my family and I have such a good experience with swim team.
The A-State Swim Club is up and coming. They've shown incredible love for the sport and for each other, and as many of their members have stated, they don't expect to lose steam anytime soon. Coach Kate Titsworth not only has great dreams for the team, she has realistic short-term goals to work toward in order to meet those dreams. And as for the sport itself, swimming has much more to it than simply doggy paddling through a pool. These athletes deserve far more recognition, as does the team at Arkansas State University.